This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to new Skyrim mods. Here's a mod that flew under the radar recently. In vanilla Skyrim, frost-related enchantments are 25% stronger when placed on Stalrim gear. Mystical Materials builds upon this idea. Depending on how you have it installed, you'll be able to unlock or already be given the Mystical Materials perk. The perk makes enchantments that synergize with materials of weapons and armor up to 25% stronger. So for example, gear made from dragon bones and scales have excellent synergy with fire damage, frenzy, and resist fire enchantments. Moonstone gear synergizes with shock damage, silence, and fortify magicka regen enchantments. Silver gear synergizes with turn undead, banish, and fortify restoration enchantments, and Daedric gear synergizes with absorb, fear, and resist magic enchantments. I'm just listing a few examples, and even these materials have additional synergies I haven't fully listed, but I think it's a great feature and it feels like it could have been part of the base game. It helps make materials feel more unique and gives you incentive to enchant multiple sets of gear for specific use cases. The mod also has compatibility patches for Creation Club mods, big perk overhauls like Ordinator, and the Thaumaturgy enchantment overhaul mod, so give it a try. I highly recommend it. But do you know what else allows you to put together some insane synergy? Today, we are gathered for Barenziah's Consortium.
Oh, enough babbling, get on with it.
Oh, okay.
Barenziah, are you familiar with Raid Shadow Legends?
You mean the free-to-download RPG available on iOS, Android, and PC? Of course I'm familiar.
Well, I've got multiple 5-star champions like Rector Drath, Inquisitor Shamael, and I have cleared multiple bosses in the Doom Tower, including Atronach the Dark Fae.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Ha! That's nothing. I've got multiple 6-star champions like Eliana, the Ultimate Death Knight, and reached the gold tier in PvP.
Oh my.
Amateurs, I am Tiber Septim, and I have every single 6-star champion, defeated all the bosses, and reached the platinum tier in PvP. I even have the new Ronda champion based on the MMA megastar Ronda Rousey, which you can get right now by playing Raid for 7 days between now and February the 20th.
Sorry boys, but I've just found my soon-to-be husband.
Download Raid Shadow Legends by using the link in the description, or scan my QR code and receive in-game bonuses and the champion Tyrell. So there's been a trend going on for a while. For whatever reason, people really seem to like the Flame Atronach. And so over the years, we've seen some questionable mods be released. But get ready to down a few flame resist potions, because Fourth Unknown has recently released a Flame Atronach replacer. Now, this is truly something else. Not only does this model look fantastic, but it has people in the comments section singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Jokes aside, this is one of the best character models I've seen made for Skyrim. Fourth Unknown has managed to keep the original Flame Atronach's aesthetic, while adding their own unique flair to it. If you look closely, you can even see the metal skeleton of the Atronach, which is fully viewable when they die. Let's talk about Skyrim's crafting menu. Not gonna lie, it's kind of god-awful. Even if you have Sky UI, the menu is still a cluttered mess, and this is made even worse if you have mods that add in their own craftable items. But worry no more. Constructible Objects Custom Keyword System, or COKS for short, improves the crafting menu by adding in categories to filter with, and this is very handy if you're looking to find specific items and gear. Now, this isn't exclusive to the Blacksmith Forge. The mod improves all crafting stations, whether they're tanning racks, ovens, smelters, and even mod-added crafting stations are improved as well. Ever wanted to switch your hair on the fly without going into race menu via console or using spells? Well, Let Your Hair Down has got you covered. You're able to save hairstyles for up and down states in its MCM menu. And with the press of a hotkey, your character will play a quick animation and switch their hair. The mod works for both males and females, but sadly not if you're a vampire. You can also enable an option to let your character automatically switch the hair when entering or leaving safe locations, which is a level of immersion I haven't seen in any other game. So when you're close to, let's say, a bandit camp, your character will tie their hair up, preparing themselves. However, if you enter a city looking for a meat or two to relieve the stress from adventure, your character will let their hair down to relax. I'm a big fan of small, functional homes, so this next mod was a must-have for me. Home in a Hat adds an ancient wizard's hat to the game, which you can use to teleport to a home within the hat. This tiny home comes with all the amenities you need for your Dragonborn, whether that's an enchantment table, anvil, cooking pot, or alchemy lab. This home has it all. You'll even be able to change your appearance using a mirror on the wall, create spider scrolls with an imbuing chamber, and organize all your items into specific containers. I'm pretty lazy, so I like the idea of having a home you can quickly access at any time. We've seen it before with other mods like Haven Bag, but I personally find Home in a Hat to be far cozier, and it also implements custom models and textures to give the place more life. Just make sure not to lose the hat, or you'll be homeless. Show Player in Menus lets you see and rotate your character around in certain menus just like in Oblivion. It's highly customizable and comes with support for mods like Skyrim Souls, Smooth Cam, and True Directional Movement. I also highly recommend tweaking its MCM settings, as well as SkyUI's MCM settings, to position your character view and item view separate from each other. Here's a quick glance at my settings if you wish to replicate my setup. This is a must-have mod for me, as it allows me to preview how certain weapons and armors look on my character without having to constantly pop in and out of the inventory menu, and I like being able to inspect my character every once in a while. I have a confession. I have a soft spot for adorable tiny companions. So I couldn't help myself downloading this next mod. Simply Little Buddies adds in 3 little creatures to accompany you on your adventures. Our first companion is a Bantam Gwar called Squelch, and they can be found over at the Hlalu farm near Windhelm. Unlike most Bantam Gwars, Squelch is unusually pink. Moving over to Riverwood, you can find Lady Featherington. Though she's a little on the heavier side, she has no problems keeping up with you during your travels. Last but not least, we have a fungal familiar found in Anissa's cabin named Poyo, not to be confused with Pino, which is the mushroom follower MXR used to feature in his videos. I assure you, they're very different. You see, Pino has a red head and Poyo has a white head. Poyo is also a little confused and thinks he's a chicken. Although these little guys are unable to support you physically in combat, they are most certainly able to support you emotionally. It's no secret animation is difficult, which is why we haven't seen too many made specifically for creatures. Almost all animation nowadays are made for humanoids, but Ding Tong has made some new animations for Reeklings, Goblins, Giants, Lurkers, and Falmer. Here's the new creature animation series. Now, I will admit, some of these animations are a little goofy. I'm not sure how I feel about goblins backflip attacking, or giants performing WWE level dropkicks. But thankfully, because DAR is utilized here, it is possible to only keep the animations you like while removing the ones you may not like. I will mention, however, hit annotations for these animations are very hit and miss. So understandably, it's not for everyone. But I think it's cool to see more animations being made for creatures. Keep in mind, because DAR is being used, we're able to use custom conditions to trigger unique creature attacks. Ding Tong made lurkers use more aggressive attacks the lower their health gets, and I would love to see this concept be expanded further to bosses or dragons. There is so much untapped potential here, and I am excited for other animators to get in on it. I think we've reached a point where enough animations have been made for the player and humanoids. Let's start to see some animations being made for creatures. And that concludes the video. I appreciate you watching till the end. Also, big thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video. Be sure to download and play it by using the link in the description. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the showcases, grab some merch, and consider supporting the channel on Patreon. My patrons help me produce the content you're watching while I also study at uni. Take care, lads and lasses, and I'll see you next time.
Barenziah, are you familiar with Raid Shadow Legends?